Hi, thanks for coming back to my channel, Ashura Star Goddess. And as you well know, today is Conspiracy Monday. So I'm here to talk about inner earth. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me to do this subject or this topic. So I researched a little bit, and according to what I already know, I'm going to kind of give my opinion and just stuff about inner earth that I've read. Okay, so inner earth is supposedly a place inside the earth where people or beings, enlightened beings lived. Supposedly. Okay, some people say aliens live in there, which aren't really aliens but interdimensional beings that are of the earth originally, but we think they're aliens and they have crafts and superior technology. They have mental abilities beyond ours, spiritual abilities. So a lot of times when we think of alien crafts coming out of the ocean or going inside the ocean, there's probably portals or ways that go inside of inner earth. And a long time ago, the inner earth beings lived on the planet, and then supposedly when other beings started to come to the earth who were different, more warlike, they retreated inside the earth. Okay, this is what they say. I don't know how true this is, but this is the theory. So they retreated inside the earth and lived there. They're very conscious spiritual beings that don't have like a system of government or anything like that. They all work harmoniously together, kind of like what people want humanity to become eventually. Okay, but since these other beings that came from other places came, they were very different, and some of them liked war, some of them liked power, and so they retreated inside the earth. Another theory is that they were teaching students, spirituality and all this stuff, and they weren't supposed to do certain things without consent or, to gain power, only for knowledge and, the betterment of the people. And some students went on ahead to discover something that, would give them power. And so that's when they say everything broke loose and all hell broke loose, and they had to go inside the planet and retreat because their society was no longer perfect. Okay, I don't know. And then those students stayed on the earth and became what we have today. I don't know. But my opinion, because that's just the story, my opinion is that there are interdimensional beings on different dimensions. So the earth is shared by many types of beings, seen and unseen. So if there are beings in the inner earth in another dimension, because if you drill and try to go inside and dig, you're not going to find too many beings there. It is on a different frequency. Okay, it's like AM and FM, right? If you try to find a channel that's on FM, but you're on the AM, you're not going to be able to find it. Okay, but it's still there. You know what I mean? You have to switch over to the other dimension in order to reach it physically. And there's only certain times and situations that the earth can actually switch, and so you can travel interdimensionally. Like I said, a lot of people have seen airplanes, like helicopters back in the ancient days, and drew them, carved them, sculpted them, and I believe that they were seeing things from another dimension or another time. And they could say, oh, these beings live in inner earth as well, but we are on the planet simultaneously at the same time as past, present, and future. So the inner earth people could be future versions of ourselves, past versions of ourselves, ancient versions of ourselves with higher technology, because there were beings here with more technology and, you know, more specialized technology than we have now and millions of years ago. So we are not the first form of humanity or humanoids or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, inner Earth is a possibility, but Earth has many dimensions and many beings living on it simultaneously in other dimensions. So the video I did last week about the jinn, they have their own realm, they have their own agenda, they have, you know, inner Earth beings supposedly have their own agenda. Humans obviously have their own agenda. So when you share a planet in other dimensions and you cross paths, you know, sometimes deals are made, sometimes people could communicate with certain beings from other dimensions and, you know, what are you doing over here? Why are you, you know, a lot of people talk about that plane in Malaysia that disappeared. They feel like it went into another dimension. Some people say it was the jinn. Some people say, you know, aliens abducted it. I really feel like in certain times, certain weather, certain situations, there is an opening to a portal to other dimensions. Now, whether they went to inner Earth, whether they went to the future, whether they went to the past, we don't know. But the Earth has portals, and lots of people believe in inner Earth because they believe that Earth has portals into inner Earth, especially on the North Pole, places in the Middle East, certain caves. You know, the Arabic scientists were the first one to draw the inner Earth map. They're you know, I'll put some of the images up so you guys can see, but most cultures, ancient cultures, have stories about inner Earth. I know in India they call inner Earth one of the lands Shambhala or Shambhala. Another parts of the world they call it Agartha. They call it many things, and they say, you know, there's crystal cities there. So if you've ever astral traveled to a crystal city, probably you went to inner Earth or to another dimension. Okay. So a lot of people say that there's a sun inside the Earth, which would obviously have to be the, you know, the core, or you never know, it could be some type of, you know, symbolism. You don't know. But I believe that there are many beings interdimensionally on this planet, and I believe they all have their own agenda, because who wouldn't? You know, the Earth, it's cool that we all live on different dimensions and that we don't have to, we already fight enough as it is, humans against other humans. If something else were to step in, that would be the only way that humanity would ever unite. I think there's a movie coming out like that, where these aliens start coming into Earth, and it looks like they're getting ready to attack, but really their mission is to get humanity to unite, because they were never really going to attack. They're just like, look, y'all can't work together to save y'all lives. We're going to threaten them. So I think with the inner Earth beings, a lot of the reason why they have spaceships and look like they're from the sky is so that the attention is not directed downward or inside the Earth. So instead of looking in the Earth, they're looking into, you know, into space. So they're not going to be disturbed, you know what I mean? Until recently, NASA has shut down their, you know, missions in Florida, and they started digging a tunnel like 5 miles deep or something like that. So, you know, they kind of realized there's not really too much that they can explore in space besides, you know, just the science of it. If they're looking for interdimensional beings, they need to go interdimensionally on the planet. So that's why you see a lot of experiments now with NASA digging tunnels, going under deep ground, going into darkness, trying to find portals in the ocean, you know, deep sea exploration, sonar, weaponry, because a lot of times you'll see animals show up dead on the beach, and you don't know how they were killed, but they're testing sonar weapons in the ocean. Why? Because just in case one day some inner Earth beings decide to pop up, they want to be ready for them with sonar weaponry. Like, You don't think these inner earth beings are way beyond that? So, and also there was like this documentary about mermaids. Are mermaids real? And someone caught one on tape, and they were thinking that the sonar weaponry was to catch one of these type of beings, of, you know, a mermaid or inner earth being or something, to catch one, you know, to kill it and catch it, or to disable it and catch it. But so far, you know, we don't know what they've gotten their hands on. We don't know. But I know that a lot of the reason why a lot of these animals, like sea animals, are turning up dead is because they're using sonar weaponry under the water, and it's killing these animals. It's like sound waves. So whatever they're trying to do under there is obviously to, you know, get something that's unseen, you know, to it's a weapon that they're trying to use. So if we were to live in a perfect society like the inner earth beings supposedly do, it would ruin wealth, it would ruin dictatorship, it would ruin the government, it would just ruin everything. Everyone would have the same amount of money. They wouldn't have to really work and slave away. Everybody would be equals. So a lot of people think that the earth agenda, the beings of the human agenda, is to keep that from ever happening. You know, the keeping the inner earth people afraid of us, not wanting to come out, you know, to stay in their own place. Because a lot of the reason why people say that they're trying to show themselves and reveal themselves to certain people is to get humanity back in line with that sort of way of living. But the thing that happened to humanity is that humanity became power hungry and money hungry and status hungry. So it's very hard these days to appeal to humans, because, you know, we like, a lot of people like their status or like their place in life, and they wouldn't want to be equal to this person or that person. So until we as human beings reach that mindset, which is very hard because they keep us busy wanting more, thriving more, and, you know, once humanity comes to that place in their heart, then that's when the inner earth beings are going to kind of reveal themselves, so to say. But I don't think that humanity is going in that direction, because, like I said, there's many agendas that are going on interdimensionally with other beings. And first of all, the jinn, as we discussed in last week's thing, are trying to exploit humanity. Humans are trying to keep their power, but they're dividing themselves in order to keep conflict and not focus on, you know, becoming the perfect human. Keeping the wealth system and the power system in place, you know, so that the inner earth beings can't get their agenda done either. So basically, it's just everybody against everybody. Get in where you fit in. Make the best of your time, because eventually everyone's time is up. As far as, you know, the human race eventually be wiped out, and another race of beings will inhabit the earth, and we'll probably be in another dimension. So this is what I believe, and we might be able to communicate, you know, with, who knows, maybe, I don't know. But as far as I know, it's hard to think of a world where everyone is equal, and it's hard to think of a world where everyone has what they need and work only because they love what they do. It's hard to think like that, and that's what they say inner earth beings are all about. So, you know, if you're wondering, you know, there's many videos on inner earth, and you can go check them out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to Conspiracy Monday. That is all I have for you on inner earth. If you have any more to add, put it in the comments, and I will be more than happy to read it, because, like I said, this is conspiracy, and everyone's gonna have different opinions, so just share them. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.